Morning, my lovers. Well, it's a Saturday morning and the weather's nice, and I'm in the brew shed because I'm going to build myself a new kegerator. So I've had a bit of a problem over the last few months, whereas the kegerator at the moment only holds 2 kegs. So if I got 2 beers on and I want a cider, I got a tap on a keg. I'll show you in a minute, but it's in the shed, it's out, it's not refrigerated. And the same as if I want a porter, I've got a party tap on it, so it's in the shed. Currently in the shed is 27.9 degrees, so it's not very nice to be drinking. So it's taken absolute months. I don't have enough room in the brew shed for a keezer. So it had to be a tall, larger fridge, and from the top of the salad tray to the ceiling needed to be at least 140 centimetres. And so I've been looking at Marketplace on Facebook, and I've been to different places around here that said, oh yeah, we got a really tall, larger fridge and all that, and they weren't tall enough. So I found one on eBay. Slight cosmetic damage, other than that it was working fine, and I lost that auction, and then eventually I found one. So I'll show you that in a minute as well. So so in the meantime I've been buying a few bits and pieces, so I'm going to take you off the tripod and I'll show you what I've got. So this is the current setup. So here's the cider on the tap, and then I got the party tap. So this has been great, like going away, taking it down to the caravan or up to Bristol to see my parents. It's great for, oh, and also delivering beer to Jack Forsey. So it's great, but the beer is not refrigerated, so I definitely need a 4 keg kegerator. So anyway, the bits I've been buying. So we've got a 40 centimetre drip tray, new gas pipe, 3/16 beer line. I've already got some 3/8 beer line, so I didn't need to buy any of that. I got some Jubilee clips that will fit on the 3/8 line. Some springs to go inside the intertaps. Don't know whether I'm going to use them yet or not. Don't know. 2 new taps. I've also got the 3/8 adapter that screws on the end. 2 more taps there. I've got new disconnects with the 3/8 adapter, but for the beer I've got a 3/8 to 3/16 adapter that just pushes straight in there, so that it'll just go straight from 3/8. I've already seen a flaw in my pan. I need more of these, don't I, to go into there. So right, no problem. New gas disconnects. I've got a gas manifold, 4-way gas manifold, and this is a gas tap. I'll show you that later, and a new secondary regulator. So the idea is the gas is coming in here and it's going to come out here to go into the manifold, but the gas will also go straight through, and that's going to have a bit of 3/8 and the tap, and then it's going to go to the 3/8 gas pipe and to the gas disconnects, so I can use that then for forced carbon kegs and purging bottles for beer mail. Okay, right, leave it there. Going to get on with dismantling the old kegerator. So yeah, in the bottom is this is the freezer. So I've bought an under-counter freezer. Oh, wrong way. So all the hops will go in there, and then that's the current setup, so that's going to change. And we shall have 4 kegs all nicely piped up and dispensing beer. Okay, so here's the new kegerator, all 187 centimeters of it, and inside, hang on, so I've taken some of the trays out, shelves out already to make it easy to get in here. So obviously heater's going to go in here. These shelves, I have actually put a couple of full kegs on these shelves and they held. I'm like that, I don't know, so I might just support it with a bit of silicone, some plywood underneath, just to support it just a little bit more. So, and then the yeah, the manifold is going to go across there, so, and then up to the kegs and all that. So one keg will be here at the back and one will be over here in the front. So the only thing that I was concerned about, well, 2 things, because even though I did email the company, they didn't know the inside dimensions from that shelf to the ceiling. So needs to be about 140 centimeters with the kegs and the disconnects, and that's about it. So that I'm pretty sure that shelf is about the right height. So that's it. So the only other thing that I was worried about was it's got one of these electronic displays. So I tried to find a wiring diagram online, but I couldn't find one. So obviously it's a reversible door, and just taking that off, there is the power supply to the display. So I would imagine it's coming down here and going across here, but I think for the purposes of not fucking it up, we'll assume that it goes down a bit and comes up in the bottom. So I think the taps sort of up there be a bit too high, just sort of here-ish would be more suitable height, drip tray. So I think it'd be a bit better about there. So let's get on with the build. Right, quick update. So this, I think, is just like the cover over a vent. So I'm presuming that the cold air is blown through here. I don't know, I'm not a refrigeration engineer. But so gas manifold is up like that. So what I've done here is I've doubled up. I put some spacers between to bring this front bit of ply flush with this cover. So this screw here does actually go into the cover, but there's nothing behind it. So does that one, and then that one just goes into the wood. So I'm assuming, like in my fermentation fridge, all the wires or the tubing, the pipe work is at the back, alright, not on the sides. That's just full of insulation. It's all at the back. So that's set up. I've put 2 kegs in and it fits lovely. In fact, the kegs fit side by side, which I was quite impressed with. So there's a drain hole. Don't think I'm going to be using that. That's actually going to be for what it's intended. So tubular heater in. So obviously the compressors at the back here. Been able to drill a hole, and let me just swing you around, because I'll just put the wire through. I haven't even looked at it myself yet. So can you see? Can you see it? Just pull this through. So it comes through just at the back of the drip tray. So and then that's going to go on up to the ink bird. I'm going to have to extend it, but that's not a problem. there we go. Right, quick update. So, I've been working on the gas line, so there's the primary regulator. Go around, the gas pipe is going round the back of the CO2 bottle. There's the secondary regulator, and then it drops down, goes through onto the manifold, and then so far I've just put 2 lines in. Nicely goes at the back of the shelf and onto the 2 kegs. See how nice they fit in there. See if I can get you back a bit. There we are. So just going to do the top 2 now. It's been a little bit difficult on the angles on the gas pipe and all that, so I've curled it round to bring it out at the top. So it works okay. So reasonably happy with that. And then on the outside I've got the this is an isolation valve. It's just for I think I said earlier, forced carbon, the kegs, and there we go. That's better, isn't it? Doing a bit of bottling. So so now I've got the old carbonation cap. So I think now we're going to move on to the taps. That's the best bit. That's the main bit, isn't it? That's the important bit. There we go. Well, it's all important, isn't it? As long as we get a beer. There we go. So we got the taps on and the drip tray. There's that, and then inside, the 4 taps at the back, and got 2 empty kegs connected at the moment, but disaster has struck. I can only connect up 3 because you can see that this 3/8 to whatever 16th it is, can't remember now, is broke, and I've had 2 of them break, so I can only connect up 3 at the moment. But oh yeah, I've got the thermostat in there. Now I have considered a fan. I tested the fermentation fridge with my barbecue thermometer, put 2 probes in, one at the bottom, one at the top, and it was the same temperature all over, so I didn't bother. So I thought I won't bother at the moment. I will see what happens and test it later. So that is the kegerator complete. All I've got to do now is switch it on. Oh, I got to clean the lines because they're new lines. I changed all the lines, clean the lines, sanitize them, and get some beer going. There we go. Well, cheers. First pint from the new kegerator. Lovely. Right. So, all done. Let me show you the front. So, just written on the front what we've got on tap. So we've got some Brendan cider, the Lingonberry, which I'm drinking now, the Hokum Stomp, and the Citra and Amarillo. and I've just pulled 2 through for now. So the rest, the other lines have just got water in. So there's the taps. So I did remember to put a bit of ply on the glass shelves, and can't see it, but tucked away at the back now is the manifold. So it's all on and all looking fine. So well pleased. So we've got this as well. We've got, this is feeding the kegs. This isolation tap there, so that's going to be for the bottling and forced kegging. And let me show you what else I've got. So if we remove this tap, this spout, got this little connector here that just screws up inside. If I can line it up left-handed, there we go. Alright, and then we get a beer disconnect. That goes on there. Bit of beer line. And that'll go to another disconnect with the no, not counterflow. What was it? Counter pressure filler, is that right? So anyway, you know what I mean. So that baby. So there we are. So I think I'm set now for the rest of the year, unless someone builds me a shed, and then I can get a Kegerator in here and get 8 taps on. So, but I don't think the missus will be very pleased about that. So I think we'll be sticking at the 4 taps, and that'll be it. I'm very happy. Thank you for watching. Catch you soon. Cheers, me dears.